and I believe in the work that I've done myself up to this point, that I've grown a lot, and I've calmed a lot, and I've become a lot happier. So in the short space of time, because for a long while I was one of them people that I never thought had any problems, you know, with myself, oh, everything's grand and da-da-da-da. And then when I stood back, and that's what, you know, the last 3 years have been so important for me. It wasn't until I stood back after doing Brixton Academy at the end of October 2012 that I had a little reflection on myself, and I realised that there was a lot of things I needed to sort out. I was, you know, depressed in certain places, and I always used to just kind of shy away from things, you know. Not shy away from it, but either start drinking, or I'd be on the road so you wouldn't think about it so much, and it was something that I really needed to kind of step back and reflect on, because I was affecting relationships around me because of that, because of not being 100% who I should be, you know. Yeah, that's why I took 3 years off, man.
So you're still, like, as you said, a work in progress. The depression part of things, I mean, I think depression has a stigma. The word makes it feel like, oh, but I feel like everyone goes through peaks and dips.
Everyone, and I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem, where it's not being discussed enough. So we've got this really tainted view on, it's like someone said this to me a while back, you think physical health, right? And you think of athletes and Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi and, you know, the top fitness, you know. And then you think of mental health, and you just think crazy and people in an asylum, and that's automatically how you think of mental health. Rather, it should be taught as something that we all have weaknesses in and we can grow from, but it needs to be discussed, especially amongst young people and especially amongst young men. It seems like it's a taboo subject, yet we all have mental illness at certain points in our lives, because that's how we grow, that's what we are, you know, and some people deal with it in different ways, and some people get affected by different things in more extreme ways, but it's something that, yeah, I think needs to be spoken about. And I've seen Kendrick Lamar speaking about it recently in a couple of interviews, and I thought, brilliant, you know, because for me, music should always reflect the time, right? And if it doesn't reflect the time, it should always reflect a people's emotion. You don't have to be screaming off about every political fact of the last 6 months, but it needs to be, something needs to have some substance in it, because how else do we grow? You know, what music should be there in place for us to learn and grow with, and I feel like it's not 100% representing that in mainstream music at the minute. So I would really like to see, you know, more young artists speaking about stuff that we actually go through, you know.
Yeah, I think I feel there's somewhat a collective failing to address how certain things are affecting us. It's like you go through it on your own. You don't know if you can speak out about it. People are going to put a stigma onto you, and I'll definitely give you the props for actually being one of the people who's continually always trying to do stuff for the youth. Because when we talk, you'll say, like, look, if it's for the kids or the young people, I'm there.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that all the time people actually give themselves like that to their communities.
Yeah, like, look, each to their own of how other people want to conduct their own careers, whatever like that. So I can only speak from what I want to do, and for me, it's a blessing and an honor to be in a position that I can even have an effect on anyone at all. So I would be almost spitting in the face of the blessing if I'd wasted it and did nothing to help people, you know, because I wouldn't be sat here today. I might not even be alive if music hadn't saved my life and certain people hadn't come through and really, you know, given me that support, you know.
You really feel music saved your life?
Saved my life, 100%. I wouldn't be anything I am, anything I think, anything I feel, I wouldn't be if I didn't have music. That's a fact, I'm telling you that.